A very good morning everyone. Today I would like to demonstrate the streak plate method. The apparatus and materials needed for this experiment is a fire source, an inoculating loop, the bacterial culture and the agar plate. The precaution steps that need to be taken or measured during this experiment is to make sure we have a hand mask on from preventing any bacterial culture contamination, to wear on a lab coat, and if have a face mask, to wear a face mask. Then make sure to clean and sanitize our working place before conducting any experiment. Now let's begin our experiment. The first step that is need to be taken during this experiment is to flame the loop over the fire source. Make sure to flame the inoculating loop until it becomes red hot. Then get the bacterial culture now. And the agar plate, make sure that you have labeled according to the quadrant. There should be 4 quadrants. Then open the agar plate and do the streaking at the first quadrant. Now immediately close the agar plate. Then again reflame the loop. Now get the agar plate and turn it 90 degrees. This is why the labeling is an important method, as it makes our work easier. Then place the inoculating loop at a point and drag it across the second surface area. Now again close the agar plate and place it back. Then again reflame the loop. Now repeat the step by turning it at a 90 degrees across the third quadrant. When dragging across the fourth quadrant, no need to reheat the loop again. Just place it at a point in the quadrant 3 and drag it across area 4. But when proceeding these steps in quadrant 2, 3 and 4, make sure to not re-enter again the back quadrant. Now again reflame the inoculating loop and place it back. So that's it for the streak plate method. So after this would be incubated for 28 to 48 hours, and the isolation of the single colony could be observed. Thank you. A very good morning everyone. My name is Ashweetha Balasubramaniam, matrix number 202366. Today I would like to conduct the gram staining experiment. The apparatus and materials needed for this experiment is the alcohol, which is ethanol in this case, distilled water, safranin, iodine, crystal violet, an inoculating loop, the glass slide, an agar plate with the bacterial culture, and the flame source. So now let's begin our experiment. But first and foremost step that need to be measured during any experiment is to make sure that our working place is cleaned and sanitized. Now, get the inoculating loop and flame it at a 45 degrees angle over the heat. And then now let it to be cooled down. Now get the glass slide and place a drop of distilled water on top of the glass slide. Now again get the loop and reheat it over the flame. Now get a sample from the bacterial culture on the agar plate. Just slightly touch it over the surface of the agar plate for the sample. Make sure not to fully open the agar plate during this process. Now place the bacterial culture sample on top of the water drop and smear it across the glass slide. Make sure to smear it properly to prevent any clumps of the bacterial culture. And then again reheat the inoculating loop. Stop on it. Now let's proceed with the gram staining method. Use the crystal violet a drop on top of the glass slide. And then let it be on top. Good morning everyone. My name is Ashweetha Balasubramaniam, matrix number 202366. Today I would like to conduct the experiment of gram staining. The apparatus and materials needed for this experiment is alcohol, which is ethanol in this case, distilled water, safranin, iodine, crystal violet, an inoculating loop, a glass slide, a fire source, and an agar plate with the bacterial culture. So now, before starting our experiment, the first and foremost step that need to be measured is to make sure our working place is cleaned and sanitized. So now we can safely begin our experiment. Flame the inoculating loop over the fire source at a 45 degrees angle to sterilize it. Then let it to cool down. Now place only a drop of H2O or water, the distilled water prepared, onto the glass slide. Then again reheat the loop. Now get the agar plate with the bacterial culture and take a little sample from it. Do not completely open the agar plate as it could be contaminated from the environment. Now place the bacterial culture on top of the glass slide. And then smear it properly. Now after this process, we will move on to the heat fixing process, in where we should move the glass slide over the fire source 2 to 3 times. Make sure the slide is not too hot as it could kill the bacterial culture. Then use the alcohol, which is ethanol in this case, as a decolorizer and let it be on top of the glass slide for 30 seconds. And then later on, use the distilled water to wash off the alcohol. Next, get the saffron a drop on top of the glass slide, and as done before, let it be for 1 minute. After that, again wash it off using the distilled water. Make sure to do this until the water running down is clear. Next, place the glass slide on top of a paper towel and wipe it off completely dry. Make sure to not press it too hardly to avoid the smearing of the bacteria culture. Now this could be observed under the microscope. So in conclusion, this experiment of gram staining is done to identify between gram-positive bacterial and gram-negative bacterial. If it is a gram-positive bacteria, then the staining would be purple, whereas if it is a gram-negative bacteria, it would be red. This is due to the difference in the presence of peptidoglycan in both bacteria. In gram-positive bacteria, there would be a thick layer of peptidoglycan, whereas in gram-negative bacteria, there would be a thin layer of peptidoglycan. Thank you.